Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Hello. There are some empty seats up front if anybody wants to try and get a seat rather than standing. You're more than welcome to come up, Bill. Everybody's afraid. All right, I'd like to call the May 23rd regular Board of Education meeting to order. Could everybody please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In case of an emergency, the exit sign, you leave through the doors. There are exit signs out to the parking lot on this side and down the hallway and out to the parking lot on the other side, if need be. Thank you all for coming. It's an exciting evening for us. We have lots going on, and we'll just progress along. Any and all correspondence that can be posted are posted on the table outside in the hallway. Dr. J, we have some gifts, or a gift.
We do, as a matter of fact, and they are connected. The first two items that you see on the acceptance of the gift and the Hewitt Presents are both intertwined in ways in which you will become very much aware as the evening progresses. But first, what I would like to do is to have Mr. Pelletieri talk a little bit about the foundation and the gift that we are about to receive. Mr. Pelletieri?
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. I see there's a lot of people here tonight. Wow. Who's here from the Rockville Center Education Foundation? If you could raise your hand. Please stand up and be recognized, please. The Rockville Center Education Foundation has been a partner with Rockville Center Schools since 26 years now. We've raised over $500,000 and granted that money directly back to our students. Tonight we're going to see some expert ukulele playing from Hewitt School. They received a grant of $2,400 last year. Ms. Toomey, who wrote that grant, is going to talk about that tonight, and our little ukulele stars are going to play for us. But again, the partnership that exists between the Rockville Center Education Foundation and Rockville Center Schools is a rare one. It's one that we take great pride in. And tonight, we have members of the Education Foundation who are going to present a check to the school and the school board, Dr. Johnson, and Mr. O'Shea. Thank you. Make sure I'm saying everything right. So do we want to bring, Dr. J, do you want to bring up the folks from the Ed Foundation? You want me to ask them?
I'm hoping that they have some
Yes.
words to say.
Yeah.
If you would please get up.
Please do it, yes.
Talk to us for a few moments.
I really don't have much to say other than it's really my honor to present this check for $67,765.89 to the district to fund 16 grants for the next school year. I say it's my honor because I'm just one of many people that worked very hard to raise this money. Our only fundraiser is the gala, and the amount of work that goes into it is incredible, but we're really fortunate by the support the community gives. So this is reflective of a real community-wide endeavor. And those 15 grants are going to impact the lives of the children throughout the district. All the elementary school students, it's technology, it's special programs, special speakers. So it's with great pride that I present this.
Yeah, I'll say it.
Many of you may not know that Mrs. Grady was a former member of the Board of Education and a former president of the Board of Education. So not only is she involved in the
Part of the monies associated with this year's grant, over $25,000, again, goes to the high school. Is the third year of a grant that's been ongoing, a Z-Space Lab, which we have up in the building here, which we take great pride in. It's a 3D technology lab. It's really outstanding. We have 3D printing devices going into the middle school. Little Bits, which is a robotics program for primary students, will be going to all the schools. And that's another great thing about the Education Foundation. A teacher will write a grant, submit a grant, they'll see something in the Education Foundation, the grant committee, and say, this is such a great idea, I think we should try to do this for all of our students. And now all of a sudden, all of our students throughout the district are getting these Little Bits robotics programs. So again, a great tribute to the folks at the Ed Foundation and the work that they do for the district. And Mrs. Brady is right, it is a community partnership and something we're certainly proud of. And if you ever want to be interested in working with the Education Foundation, on our website, you'll be able to see a link to the foundation, to the gala, to the pictures, to the grants that we give each year. Every dollar goes back to our students. It's really a wonderful relationship, and we thank you very much. Audra Cerruto is here. She's the president of the Education Foundation as well. Audra, do you want to say anything? Or?
No, we just like to thank the community. Everybody came out and supported the gala this year, and it was tremendous. It was a record-breaking year, thanks to everybody in the community. So thank you very much.
I see your son is here. Does he want to speak as well, or is he? Okay. He'll pass. Thank you.
So,
You want to go right into the...
yes, as a matter of fact, I see that we have Dr. Brian Zuar is here as the Director of Music and Performing Arts. And Liz, I know that you are here someplace. You stand... Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm looking over here. All right. Maybe the two of you would like to go to the microphone and kind of set the stage, literally, for what we are about to experience. So
I have some background on the grant. I'll speak to that, and then you guys could talk specifically to what's going to happen tonight with our students. But this was a grant, again, written by Ms. Toomey to the Education Foundation to purchase a class set of ukulele instruments, cases, and workbooks for 4th and 5th graders at Hewitt School. They are learning chords, scales, and entire songs that are played on the radio, connecting them to culture and the world around them. Learning this instrument will reinforce all techniques and pedagogies taught in the general music classroom and ultimately enhance each elementary student in Hewitt School music education. The program is implemented in the general music curriculum and aids with note reading skills and oral listening dictation skills. All 4th and 5th grade students benefit from this program at Hewitt. The goal is for all students by the time they graduate Hewitt to have played and learned the ukulele instrument in 4th and 5th grade. The kids do audio and visual recordings that are made to track their progress and their ukulele playing technique, which we will see tonight. Ms. Toomey or
So I
Liz?
just wanted to thank Christina Toomey. She came to me with this idea, and I said, ukulele, why a ukulele? And she said, they are small in size, and it's much easier for the children to learn using a smaller instrument like that, and they are fun. And I said, okay, let's do it. And I'm sure you're going to be wowed by what the children can do.
does this mean you're going to sing tonight?
Neither I. And just to make one other connection, Mrs. Toomey has worked also to see to it that the skills that students learn to play chords, some of the things Mr. Peltieri mentioned, reading of melodies and so on, is all preparatory then for what happens in the middle school when the students go to the exploratory class. There's like a whole guitar studio and piano keyboard studio, and a lot of the concepts and skills that they're learning now at Hewitt will be connected to what they learned in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade at the middle school. So thank you, Mrs. Toomey.
Good evening, everyone. So what you just saw was a splicing of every single 4th grade class and every single 5th grade class. A little section of the song you just heard was each of their classes playing that. That was a traditional sea shanty that's normally part of our general music curriculum that's focused on in 4th and 5th grade. And it was one of the fabulous ways we were able to implement the ukuleles to go along with the curriculum. So as was mentioned before, this Ed Foundation grant was meant to be a pilot at Hewitt, and the class set of ukuleles and cases were purchased, 25 ukuleles and cases, a digital ukulele curriculum that came with a set of videos. So that was pretty interesting. Pretty cheap as well for the digital ukulele curriculum that is very interactive, that could be played on the smartboard. In fact, how the students were able to play the song you just heard was through that digital curriculum. And it's really just shown how to put your fingers on the ukuleles themselves, where to place your fingers. You'll see as the students go up in a moment that they're color-coded, so they know for a red sticker, that's where they put their fingers for a C chord. For a green sticker, that's where they put their fingers for an F chord. And the digital video curriculum implemented the stickers and was very user-friendly as we were learning it. Throughout the year, we've learned various chords, as was mentioned before, strumming patterns, and that's, as they are experimenting with different strumming patterns, that's how different rhythms are explored, and how to properly hold the ukuleles and place the fingers on the correct strings in the correct way. Placing them on the correct strings goes along with those color-coded stickers. And we've also learned fun songs. And throughout the school year, we were featured in an episode of Exploring Our Schools on the school Twitter page. Your school's newspaper article had done an article, and of course, right now. So without further ado, Hewitt students, just place your cases on the chairs and we'll get set. So once again, a big thank you to the Ed Foundation. Without this, none of this would have been possible, and I hope you enjoy our performance of Best Day of My Life.
Christine, do you want them to come up front? Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah. Great, I'm going to move.
I will try my best. Press play. they squeeze together.
Thank you.
No, don't go away.
Oh, just kidding.
Cheers. Back to stand in the hall to get all of this group together.
Now we step back.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah,
Great job. Thank you so much.
One row in the back and then another row. Yeah, well, yeah.
Keep coming back.
Yeah. They're all taller than me. Okay. Everybody just has to squish it a little bit more, and then we'll be good.
Lucky the ukulele.
Perfect. Okay, everybody look this way. Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2.
All right, don't go yet. Parents, go there. Pictures.
I heard it's Christian's birthday. Is Christian here also? Happy birthday, Christian. Did you take him off the golf course to get here, or? So nice. We play ukulele, happy birthday? Just one example again of what the Education Foundation does for our kids. And we thank them.
Hey, wait, give her the gavel.
Yeah, right, we have a board meeting.
Nah, this was fun. Yeah.
We didn't do it.
Shocking. There is one.
Does it have a chip on my ukulele?
Tell everyone exactly. Come on.
I mean, the kids strum.
Anybody who's staying, come forward. We have plenty of room now.
At least we know we can call it.
Just haven't done it.
She's retiring. She wasn't feeling well, so she left. She wanted to go to So I don't mind.
All right, can I have a motion to accept that gigantic check on the board, on the wall over there?
So moved.
Any questions? Obviously not. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you to the Ed Foundation. Dr. Johnson? I'll hand it over to you. Oh, no, we have Southside.
No, we have
No, we have.
we have
Southside.
students.
Back of that's right.
Okay.
Well, we go from the Hewitt School to the high school,
From Big
and we are very, very pleased that, you know, sometimes I have a show that nobody watches, you know, exploring your schools. I do it because a great opportunity to meet some incredibly wonderful kids. And I must tell you that I had an opportunity a few weeks ago. I was a little worried because we had to fit 4 adults along with me on the set, which is usually designed for 3 only. But it was one of the most wonderful experiences that I've ever had. You have to see it if you don't have an opportunity. It is on YouTube. These kids were so articulate and so wonderful, and I think really talks to the variety of opportunities that are available to kids here at Southside High School, and at the same time shows the work ethic that goes into the life of many of our students who make such wonderful choices for themselves. So I'd like John Murphy, if he wouldn't mind, to begin by talking a little bit about DECA, and then introduce the students.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay.
Johnson and board members. And thank you, air conditioning, for going on.
By the way, I wore my blue suit tonight because these guys who showed up in their blue blazers,
Right, always dress up when you're meeting with DECA students, right?
yes, as a matter of fact, you're right.
That's the moral of the story. So recently, the business electives and the business department at the high school has enjoyed a resurgence, both in the number of students who are participating and the depth of their studies that extend outside of the classroom. Both IB Business has been in its 2nd year, and over 180 students are now registered, as well as the DECA Club, which has always been in existence, but has become a competitive force to be reckoned with, especially within the last few years. For those of you who want to feel old, DECA stands for Distributive Electives. Now, how many people remember when business courses were called Right. Okay, so it's been around a while. But their competitions are national in terms of their renown and life-changing experiences for students. I'm proud of all the students who have been part of this, but I'm going to not steal the thunder of Mr. Peter English, our business teacher, who's not only going to introduce the DECA Club, but also our young nationalists who really are at the forefront of the competitive force that we're dealing with here. Mr. English, would you like to?
Yeah. So thank you again for having us. It's a pleasure to come and speak to you and introduce to you some of our DECA students here. I'm Pete English. I'm a 2nd-year business teacher here at the high school, also the DECA advisor. We just wanted to come and speak to you about what the club is and our accomplishments that we had this year. To give you a little bit of background on what DECA is a competitive business club, like Mr. Murphy said, with over 200,000 students worldwide. Students compete in categories in marketing, finance, hospitality, entrepreneurship, and business management. This is our 2nd year back in competition. And as you can see on the board, those are some of our highlights. This year we had 77 students, members, and all those members that signed up participated in the regional competition. Of those 77 students that competed at the regional level, 49 students qualified for the state competition in Rochester, which was in March. Of those students, we had 3 students qualify for the national competition, which is called the International Career Development Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, which just took place last April, a month ago. We have 3 students with us that are representing our club today that qualified for nationals. Our first student, Joe McNair. He's a 2-time national qualifier. Last year he went to Anaheim, California. He was the sole student. And this year he qualified again, apparel and accessories marketing. Good job, Joe. Our second student here is James Saxteen. James competed in the Principles of Marketing. James took 5th place in the state of New York in his first year of competition, so that was a great accomplishment. Our third student here is Savesh Mohan. He competed in automotive services marketing. He finished second in the state of New York in that category. And then at the national level, at the International Career Development Conference, he was recognized on stage for having one of the top role plays in the country. So it was a wonderful So really, we're still a young club. We have a lot of first-year members, and like Mr. Murphy said, with the IB electives now in full swing, we look for the club to continue to grow and our DECA club to grow, and hopefully still complements the curriculum that we have there. And we look forward to furthering the business department and representing Southside High School at all our competitive events. Thank you for having us.
I'm not going to say anything else, but if we could, I'd love to get a picture of this.
Absolutely.
True. That's totally not true. Do you not understand?
All right. We now get into staff recognition. Dr. Johnson?
Thank you very much. First up is mentoring. I won't call them unsung heroes, but they are many of our heroes in the school district because not only do they take the work that they do every day with your children very seriously, but they take the opportunity to work with their colleagues who may be newer to the profession than they and provide opportunities for connecting with members of our staff. They are our mentors, and what I'd like to do is, Mr. Pelletieri, if you wouldn't mind starting off.
Of course, Dr. Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you very much. There's an unfortunate statistic I just read the other day. Almost 50% of new teachers leave the profession within the first 5 years, which is really scary. That doesn't happen in Rockville Center. That doesn't happen because of the people that we're about to introduce. Our mentoring program is outstanding. It's been facilitated throughout the district for many years, and this year our co-mentor facilitators are Patrice Williams, who's here at the high school, and Keith Eckert. So I'm going to ask them both to come up. Yeah, why don't we?
Dueling mics.
No.
Yeah, let's both come from this one, right? Because we have some certificates for our folks that have done mentoring throughout the year. Again, having someone that I can go to at any time in the building, someone I know I can trust and work with is really key. And it's, again, part of a great program we have here in Rockville Center. So we do want to introduce some folks who are going to receive some recognition tonight.
All right, good evening, everyone. Just a little bit about the mentoring program. Keith and I are co-facilitators. This is our first year doing it. The mentoring program is really to try and help the new teachers that are coming into the district to have a seamless experience once they come in. They're paired. Keith and I, our responsibility with Mr. Pelletieri is to pair the teachers up with some of the best candidates in the school that will help them to, navigate the school culture, understand the curriculum in the best way, get acclimated to the students. And part of that process, you know, they are having weekly meetings, they're sending logs to us, we're monitoring their progress. If they have any issues, they can reach out to us. So I think it's been a really good experience for the teachers in the district. It's fostered a good relationship between them. We've seen a lot of good collaboration between the mentors and mentees thus far. And Keith will continue at this point.
How you guys doing? It's hard to follow those ukuleles. First, we want to thank Dr. Johnson, the Board of Ed, Dr. Pelletieri, Chris Zappi, who's in the audience from the Teacher Center aspect, just for all their support of the mentoring program. Like Dr. Pelletieri and Dr. Johnson said, it's really one of the things we do really, really well here in district. So most importantly, as part of the mentoring program, we definitely want to thank all our mentors for all their hard work. A lot of teachers spend a lot of hours preparing for lessons and to go through the day just to give their own kind of free time outside of that to help those new teachers really goes a long way. We ran 2 workshops this year through the mentoring program. The first one was classroom management. That was for all of our new teachers. That was during New Teacher Institute. And then we actually had a new mentor training workshop where we had over 30 participants. And I want to say but less than half of them were people that were currently mentors, and the other kind of end was people that were looking to be mentors in the future. So it's a really, you know, it was really nice to see a packed room and all those people that wanted to be a part of the mentoring program. So without further ado, I think we're going to call up our mentors here.
So not everyone's going to be here tonight. I think a lot of them are home lesson planning and working with their people. But Keith, I think you're going to call out the names, and then we'll pass out their certificates. And then we're going to ask everyone to come in the front here with Dr. Johnson and Mr. O'Shea.
Sure. Jen Altman. It's a lot of names. We might want to save the applause to the end. Maria Argondizo. Elizabeth Bacci. Christine Bartolo. Christine Brown, Karen Campbell, Jamie Chalemi, Kristen Clancy, Margaret Clare, Mary Coleman, Susan DeRosa, Julie Dugan, Jacqueline Falkenhand, Sheena Koroveshi, Kristen Levine, Tara Lynch, Jen Mann, Katie Mark, Elizabeth Marshall, Patricia Montemorano, Laura Moore, Antoinette Morgan, Holly November, Angelica Nicotra, Nancy Osborne, Kristen Ryan, Courtney Shue, Ann Sealing, Cara Spinelli, Gina Tomolino, Patrice Williams, and Mr. Chris Zappia.
Chris Zappia.
Oh, great. We're ducking behind. Yeah. We duck behind. I feel like our face is peeking out from one.
Everybody just shift this way a little bit. Everybody.
Those kids do, we try and face one another.
Patrice and Keith, again, thank you for your leadership on the mentoring program.
You know, I have an opportunity each year to say this, but we have a number of people tonight who will be receiving tenure. It is, as I have said many times in the past to people who work with me, tenure is not given, it is earned. It is something that clearly has demonstrated a number of things, a commitment of the part of the person to the profession, commitment to the children, and a commitment to the Rockville Center Public Schools. The opportunity that we have of talking about it with you is that, you know, the probationary period, I've used this analogy a number of times before. As a matter of fact, we were talking this afternoon when we were together. It's a little like when we are courting one another. When you get tenure, we're married. And it is a very different kind of relationship, and one in which both the school district and you establish a relationship which we know and we hope will be a long-term one. So it's really an incredible opportunity for us to both celebrate and thank you for the service that you've already given and the service that we anticipate you will continue to provide to this wonderful school district and to the community that we serve. So, first up, we have some administrators that we would like to honor tonight. The first is somebody who we know very well here at Southside High School, John Murphy, our principal. So, John.
Not giving away.
Yeah, he is surrounded by an incredible team here in the building, and it gives us a great opportunity tonight to, in fact, celebrate not only with the principal, but with two of them, Maureen Dockery and Liz Nisler, both assistant principals, both getting tenure tonight. Yes, we can just, yeah. We also have a number of teachers tonight who are also earning tenure with our school district. Amy Eckelman, for English as a New Language. Amy? Congratulations again. Here you go. Danielle Cacioppo for visual arts. Congratulations. Okay. Danielle Keene in social studies. Congratulations, Danielle. Okay, here we go. Okay. And last but not least, in social studies also, Margaret Kelly. Okay. Don't go away. Picture time. We'll get the baby. Not yet.
It's like a new baby cry, right? It's a little baby cry. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Jackie's so sweet.
Just leave it separate. Separate. Yeah, you're gonna, you do the flower. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This also is an opportunity for us to celebrate the incredible work that people have done in the school district, but also have decided to take on a new life beyond the school district and leave us into retirement. We have a number of people tonight that we would like to honor and thank them for their years of service to the school district. And again, it's more than just service to the school district. It is a commitment to the school district, commitment to your children, commitment to this community. So I can't tell you how much we appreciate and thank you for the work that you have done. Some I know very well, others I don't know all that well, but I know Maureen Dockery, who we just gave tenure to. And how many times have you gotten tenure in this school district? That's right. All right. You know, her latest work, she began as a teacher in the school district, worked her way up through the ranks, and in fact, emerged as an assistant principal here at Southside High School, and we thank you so much. If you would please come up. Yeah.
Yes, you have to stand. Yeah, one more picture.
Good Lord, we go back a long way, this next person. Also started as a teacher, and as a matter of fact, spent a number of years in a number of different elementary buildings, but ended her elementary career at Covert School and then moved on to become a guidance counselor at Southside Middle School. I believe you've been here 31 or 32 years now? Right, but we're not counting, right? So, again, on behalf of all the children at the middle school and this community, thank you so much for your years of service. Liz Lola. No hugs and kisses for this next gentleman, but nevertheless, lots of thanks for the work that you've done. I actually remember the interview when we had in the boardroom many years ago, and the honor that we have had of having a real professional work with us as a library media specialist at the middle school. Any of you who have been to any of the productions at the middle school know Victor because you see the time and effort that he has put in, not just to the work that he does during the day, but the many hours that he spends after in providing us his services by working the lights and the microphones. So, Victor, we really thank you for the years of service, so if you would please come up. Thank you. Eleanor Contenzio. Whoa. You know, we oftentimes talk about the face of Rockville Center. Virtually everybody who has come here to register their children in kindergarten, I'm not even saying how many years ago it's been, but for the last 20 years. So a lot of them have been here and graduated. But the very first opportunity that people have to meet somebody, literally, as I say, is the face of the Rockville Center Public Schools, is Eleanor Contenzio. She's been our district registrar for 20 years. So congratulations and thank you so much for your years of service. Kathy Trainer. Hewitt School will not be the same. It's been a long, long time. You've dedicated so much of your adult life to working with our children. And we don't know how necessarily to measure the work that you've done, except to say thank you so much for being the person you've been and so many people who've walked through the Hewitt School and had an opportunity to be part of your life and you part of ours. So thank you very much. Francis Mazzillo, are you here? No. Again, this is a teaching assistant who has given many years to the Covert School, and we truly thank her for the service that she has provided. Phyllis Caldwell, teaching assistant at Wilson. We are so pleased that you were able to spend so much of your adult life with us and sharing it with our children at Wilson School. So, Phyllis, thank you so much. Congratulations. Dorothy Kozier, teacher aide at Covert School.
She had to step out, Dr. Johnson.
She did?
She's not here.
Okay.
Not here right now.
All right. Marianne Norwood? No, I don't think so. But at any rate, Watson. We love her at Watson School. And how many years has she been there? That's right. Right. At least.
She was first a mom at Watson School.
Yes, she was, as a matter of fact, and then she continued. That's not all that unusual in this school district, how many people have done that and followed that path. All right. Pardon me? All right. Adrian Soloff, she could not. Okay. She's a music teacher. Her assignment says district-wide. I know her because I have a grandson at Riverside School and has had the opportunity, and I've been a witness to the work that she's done as a strings teacher right there, and she brings to life music for the children, certainly at Riverside and other schools in this district. So, Adrian, thank you. Dorothy Kozier?
Did she come back in? No, she's not coming back.
No, okay. All right, so we'll get to this one in a minute, so.
Okay.
We have cookies, stick around.
We have one more. This is a tough one for me, only because all these other people that we work with on a regular basis, this is a person who is truly dedicated. I think it's now 15 years of his life to this school district. You can only know what that involves if you really sit on the Board of Education or work as I do as superintendent. He epitomizes everything that you want in a member of the Board of Education. It is a selfless job, and Mark is the epitome of selflessness. He has a brilliant intellect. He brings all of it to ask the right question. More importantly, is that he never makes a decision that does not take your children into consideration. However the world may turn, you know that Mark is there on behalf of your children. And I have no way to exactly express our deep and abiding thanks for the work that he has done for all of us in this community. And so, Mark, we have a retirement certificate for you as a member of the board. So you actually get a picture all by yourself. Right.
You get flowers and everything.
And spelled correctly.
Right, we actually got it right. No, but go to the center stage. Come on.
I think everybody on the board should come out there. Everybody, if you'd like to join us for cookies and coffee and tea to celebrate the retirees, the mentors, and the tenure